back in Talladega. Pit stops underway. Gasman Mike Bolick Mongo, his nickname, just made a wedge adjustment for leader Jimmy McMurray. Also an air pressure adjustment to try to free up that 42 car, Steve.
Matt, Jason Pulver and Clint Pittman changing tires on the 29 of Kevin Harvick. No other adjustments. 4 tires only for Harvick.
Key man on Earnhardt Jr.'s pit stop is Kevin Pinnell, the 7-year veteran. When he drops the jack, that's Earnhardt's signal to go. When he drops it, Earnhardt knows it's time that all 4 tires are on.
There's the race off pit road, and the quickest, Robbie Gordon, Michael Waltrip, and Ryan Newman.
And I think the reason we saw most of the leaders right here change 4 tires is this pit stop comes with 72 laps to go. This means everybody can make it from here on one more stop, running about 36 laps per run.
Let's have another look at what triggered this 7th caution flag of the day that sent Kerry Earnhardt into the wall.
Michael's up high, and he's got the 24 under him, and Michael just comes down right here in front of Jeff, and Jeff clips him a little bit. Kerry is down there, and unfortunately for Kerry, he caught Michael and straightened him out, but sent himself into the outside or inside retaining wall there.
Yeah, Michael's about 3 or 4 inches from being completely clear.
There you see Michael in front of the Johnny Sauter AOL onboard camera. Michael just coming down, tipping Jeff Gordon, but Michael's car a bit out of control. Gets righted by Kerry Earnhardt. And now, with apologies to Brooks and Dunn, let's go to our own hard-working man, Jeff Hammond.
Well, this is a Visa race break, and what a better place to take a Visa race break than down here at the Visa Fun Bus. Hey, I'm kind of kicked back, got my feet here in the hot tub, enjoying some conversation with some of the race fans. It's a great place to watch the race, and that's what I like about NASCAR, is getting to great places. Back up to you guys in the booth. Eat your heart out, guys.
Well, you could win a trip with the Visa race bus to an upcoming race, and even a $10,000 Visa gift card. Log on to foxsports.com for details.
You know, I'm from Alabama and lived here for 20 years, and we have one word for Jeff Hammond like that. It's what we call a nicin'.
Yeah, well, that is not the first time that I've caught him in a hot tub like that. During a race is the problem.
On a Fox telecast.
Yeah, right.
And you notice he put his boots up there where we could see them. I wonder where the spurs are.
Nice boots, are clean.
I'm speechless, so I think it's time for us to take a pit stop or a race break or whatever you want to call it. Tell you what, 117 laps complete. Caution for this. We'll be right back. The Aaron's 4.99 on Fox is brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of NASCAR. By Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. By Subway, eat fresh. And by Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Fox, glad to have you with us. It's where America gathers every weekend, and at the Talladega Superspeedway, we have 70 laps to go. And back from the hot tub.
Would you maybe come inside for?
I'm glad you put your boots on.
Oh, I got my feet washed though, at least.
We have 1 to go before we restart. Robbie Gordon currently leading Michael Waltrip, but Ryan Newman up to 3rd. Dale Jr. is running 4th currently.
Well, as I like to say, it's showtime right now, Chris. With 70 laps to go, they got 1 more stop to go, so you want to get your car in position so you can keep up with the lead pack. You can't afford to get way back in the back. Now's when things are really going to get interesting.
Alabama getaway. Let's get away to Steve Burns with this Craftsman adjustment.
Well, Chris, we've been hearing about tape and tape configurations all day. Down here at Casey Mears' pit, what they've done is actually taken a picture of the nose of the race car and taped it to the war wagon, their pit box, so there's no confusion. If they call for a tape adjustment, they will also actually number the tape. They can refer to this, go over pit wall, take the tape off, and the adjustment has been made. Matt?
Steve, under that caution, Casey Mears told his spotter to tell teammate Jimmy McMurray that his car really pushes. Not meaning that it's tight, it means he can really push the car in front the way his car is handling. To keep that in mind, the 42 team debated, Mike, about whether to go no tires, 2 tires, or 4. They took on 4, but Ryan Newman, who's up in third, they took on left side tires because of the previous stop. They took on 4 to set themselves up for their final stop. They want to go rights only.
Dale Jarrett finishing up a late pit stop. He may not catch the pack before this restart. The pack is in turn 3. We listened in on Robbie Gordon talking with his spotter.
Now tell the 15 this time on the restart, I'm going to gradually pick up the pace. Don't lay back. Save all the gas you can here.
Yeah, it's what I was talking about, anticipating those starts. The last time Michael laid back and he made a run on Robbie when they got down into turn 1. What Robbie wants him to do is stay behind him and get them both going up, get them up to speed.
And of course, they're telling them to conserve fuel. They may be a little bit light on making those 2 36 lap runs. A lot of the cars must be, because we saw maybe about 10 cars come in and top off on 1 to go.
Dale Jarrett does just catch the tail end of the field as we get the green flag to complete 120 of 180 laps.
Well, Michael laid back.
Ryan Newman in third, Earnhardt Jr. fourth, Harvick fifth, McMurray sixth, Casey Mears, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, and Johnny Sauter, the top 10.
And just remember, wasn't that many laps ago we was talking about Ryan Newman in that 12 car. He was back there hanging out with Bobby Labonte and Dale Jarrett at the back of the pack. Here he is running up there in third.
Terry Earnhardt has gone to the garage. He's out of the race. Casey Kane, who was in the earlier 11 car crash, though, has returned to the speedway after making repairs.
Yeah, he's 35 laps down, and Kerry's 6 down now, so he's going to have to run about 30 laps to move up 1 spot.
Like Michael jumped up in the high side trying to get a push from Ryan Newman in the 12. It looks like it may work. That outside line is moving as they come through the trioval.
Whatever line Dale Jr. is in is moving.
Yes, sir. And you'll see him now come to the front. I mean, we're getting down in not necessarily the closing stages, but the latter stages of the race. He's going to start showing his dominance.
About everyone has left Robbie Gordon on the bottom of the racetrack except for Tony Stewart in the 20 and Robbie's teammate Johnny Sauter in the 30 car. Another Childress car having a good run.
You know, Kevin Harvick's got a pretty good restrictor plate record. He's got, I think, about the best average finish of any of the guys that he's running against, even Dale Jr.
Biggest thing Kevin Harvick has, he's been running at the end of 47 consecutive races without a DNF.
Robbie Gordon and that bottom line losing touch with the rest of the lead pack here.
I'm going to tell you that 42 and the 41 hooked up together looked pretty good, Larry. You heard Casey Kane tell Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, I'm a good pusher. Well, he's pushing him right on up there.
And we, once again, like a while ago, and a lot of times during the race, we got all kinds of teammates hooked up. 2 Ganassi cars, 2 Hendrick cars, and then the 2 DEI cars on the bottom side.
For more on those Ganassi teammates, here's Jeannie.
Yeah, it is interesting, guys, though, when you listen from behind the scenes, you listen to the radio, and I guess one guy's idea of teamwork may be different than another. Wasn't that long ago that Mr. Ganassi did have to get on the radio and kind of explain to everybody what working together meant, because the 41 of Casey Mears didn't feel like he was getting the love that he should be getting from the 42 car of Jamie McMurray. Interesting, though, guys, as we do watch the tire changes with the pit stops, the 41 car has stopped 7 times. Every time but one, they have taken 2 tires, obviously rotating right side, left side, and they're believing that's what's keeping them up in front of this thing. Guys?
You know, the most unusual thing I'm seeing is the fact that even with these smaller fuel cells, for these cars meant to pit more often under green, and a lot contributed to the 7 close, but we've had none so far, about 2/3 of the way through this race.
Well, the spacing of the 7 caution flags have prevented the need for a green flag stop.
Now, our 2 guys from Daytona, Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart, Dale Jr. was up there in the front of the pack. He slid back. It's almost like he's sliding back to find Tony to get hooked up with him to come to the front.
Side, 20's coming.
Dick Berggren.
Well, he certainly isn't sliding back deliberately, Darrell. What he said when this all began, and he was running in the second or third he was out there all by himself with the 15 car, his teammate Michael Waltrip, but that big line was on the outside, and one by one, they just went on by Earnhardt. He's gotten shuffled all the way back. Now he has to find some friends and get back up front, and he probably will.
And Dick, let me tell you who's really shuffling in the back. It wasn't but about 2 or 3 laps ago. He was leading this race. Robbie Gordon in the 31 car, he's been kicked back to 24th.
A lot of movement. Johnny Sauter, who was 10th, is now 20th. Junior is back to 16th. He was leading a couple minutes ago. If you leave your TV set, folks, don't go away for long. You won't have any idea where everybody went.
And the ticking you hear is that we're running out of time.
Yeah, it's not the grandfather clock this week,
right.
but it's making the same noise.
Intensity will pick up. Yeah, I wouldn't go away. I wouldn't miss this rodeo and this goat roping for nothing.
Tell you what, Ricky Rudd, our pole sitter in that 21 car, he knows the clock's ticking. Remember, at the beginning of the race, had a flat tire early, got a lap down, got the free pass. He's up here battling back in the top 5. We're riding with him right now.
Well, you take drivers like Ricky Rudd, Dale Jarrett, and Rusty, if he was out there, they would have laid back most of this race, kind of letting it come to them, and then when it's time to go, they got the car to go with. Ricky Rudd hadn't beaten his car up.
No, Jamie McMurray pulls this group back up on the inside with Harvick and Junior.
I don't believe he was pulling. I think he was getting pushed pretty hard up through there.
That's okay. 21 different drivers have led this race going past the start-finish line. 41 lead changes.
Joe Nemechek's up in the hunt here now with the 01 car.
Boy, Jeff Gordon had an almost against the bumper of Greg Biffle there. Almost. Here comes Biffle back at him. Falls in line.
Rusty just came out of the pits, back out on the track, and got his car repaired, and so is the 10 car. Scott Riggs comes back out.
Jeannie?
Well, the name of Greg Biffle came up, and he's been fighting water temperature problems all day. They've been taking tape off, putting water in, not sure of the problem. They're not sure if it's something with the fan or with the water pump. The plan is pretty much to kind of hang back, try to stay out of trouble and save it, especially after what happened to the other Roush car here today, the 17 car, Matt Kemp said. The last thing they want to do is watch their engine blow, so basically they're going to hang back, save some till the end, and then they don't have to worry about the engine once it's over.
4 wide into turn 1. Robbie Gordon on the bottom. Everybody upstairs. Catch your breath. Show you what happened a moment ago with Jeff Gordon, Greg Biffle, and Ryan Newman. Watch the 12 of Newman.
That's excuse me, pardon me, sir. Could I just squeeze in here? Thank you.
And as long as we've seen so many times during this race, they don't cut a tire down by doing that. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, but no fun either.
I don't know about the foul part. I'm thinking that the 12's probably going to throw a flag on him.
60 laps to go next time by.
Did we mention that Dale Jr. fell back to 23rd and he's coming up there to take the lead again?
And it doesn't surprise you by any chance.
We heard him say he's tired of staying in line. He wants to have some fun.
Definitely, when you pass a lot of people at Talladega all by yourself, that's a lot of fun.
McMurray and Johnson trying to get away from the pack. And having a little luck in.
Oh, it's temporary. Feels good while you're doing it, though.
But you know, I was saying a while ago, I think before we had a problem, Donnie Wingo told me this morning on that 42 car, they were so disappointed in their qualifying run on Friday. This car was a brand new car, untested, but had been in the wind tunnel a lot. But he told me, he said, the good thing about our car, he was happy with the way that car was driving yesterday in happy hour, and it's backing it up here today.
Chevy leading. The best Ford in the race is 7th, and the Dodge front runners are Jamie McMurray in 2nd, Sterling Marlin in 5th, and Casey Mears in the top 10.
Sorry, Mike. 48 car was sliding right up in front of Nemechek, and I didn't know if there was going to be enough room there or not.
There wasn't, then suddenly there was.
And Nemechek allowed that to happen. You kind of give the guy, you know, the guy in front of you is looking back, and you just kind of give him a little wave and say, hey, bud, I wouldn't do that again if I were you.
Still 20 cars within 1 second and 31 cars on the lead lap at Talladega. This is NASCAR on Fox.